Alrighty guys, this is going to be the part 2 of this video here on this chipper. I don't know for sure if I'm going to do, I know I'm at least going to do 2 videos, but I don't know if I'm going to do 2 or 3, or I might just put it all in one video. I don't really know yet, but as y'all, as in the first video there, I started taking this whole chipper apart, and I got everything sandblasted. I didn't get a chance to get any videos of the guy doing any of the sandblasting stuff because he does it by the hour. So when he's doing it there, I like to get in there and get out of there and get everything done that I can. So with that being said, as you see now, everything has been primered up. The only thing that I have already painted is I've already painted the frame on this. I removed all the wiring and everything, and like I said, I have repainted everything. I know it's kind of hard for y'all to really see it because it's in the shop here, but everything in here has, like I said, I've painted everything. Like I said, he sandblasted the whole back half of this, and when he done that there, I went on ahead and, like I said, I got it all primered up. Then once I got it all primered, I went on ahead and I painted everything up. One good thing to remember whenever somebody's sandblasting some stuff like this here, and it does have really thick pitting on the rust, the best thing that you can do is go down through here with what I do is I take a slag hammer, and I just take that slag hammer and I beat all this here up. But this here is starting to get a little overspray and some dirt on. It's just a chipper. It's nothing. It's not nothing that's going to be showing or anything like that there. But down inside this little crack here, there was a bunch of real thick rust down in there. So I went on ahead and got all that there done. I went ahead and primed every bit of this whole frame here. Everything was primed up. And then after all that dried, I went on ahead and I painted everything really good. All up through there was sandblasted. I painted all that. Painted all this here too. Got all that there painted. Got all this painted. As you can see here, like I said, there's a pretty good amount of pitting on this bracket here, but that's fine. This just holds the fuel tank in. Both sides have been painted besides the very piece on the back here, but you can see where that's been primed. We'll get that painted up as well. All the wiring harness and everything is up on side the motor. Like I said, everything is lined up in the shop here. We didn't worry about the tongue here because, like I said, chains and when you drag stuff in and out of the back, it's just going to get scarred up anyways. I might go ahead and, like I said, once I get it all put back together, I might paint this little piece here. I did go ahead and get a new tongue for this because you can see this one here. It's wore flat. And our new pintle hook right here, got that. Pintle hitch. This is the round piece that goes in there. I got that. And then also, we painted all this over here because it had some pitting in that and got the rust off of that. Come around here. And got all this here as well, painted it all up, and like I said, it looks really, really good, come out great. This little bracket here goes on the bottom. I went ahead and put one little small coat of paint on that. I just used some white Rust-Oleum on that just to kind of see how it was going to work out, because I've never used this type of primer here that I used on all the stuff here, so I want to see how good the paint was going to stick to it and make sure everything was good on that. But I just went ahead with Rust-Oleum, painted a little piece of that's going to go down the side. But I will re-sand that down, and I will put that back. I will paint that the same color as the chipper. Here's the hydraulic tank. It's been primed. There's the bonnet. That's been primed. And all the other little pieces have been primed as well. The hood and all this stuff here is fiberglass. He didn't sandblast it. I'll have to take and sand all this down by hand or use a DA. I don't really know, whichever one. It really just needs to be scuffed up and primed and just painted white. That's all I really need to do on this. This screen here, we'll take it out. And then the stickers, we'll take those off as well. But all this in here, as you can see here, he's sandblasted. I really like it when I'm working on stuff like this here. I just rather just have him sandblast the whole thing. And it's going to clean everything. All this up inside here, we didn't really have to worry about sandblasting it, but I was like, hell, he's already this far down. Might as well just sandblast it. So he sandblasted all this. I'll paint every bit of that white. All this up in here, as you can see here, how it was pitted. And then this over here was pitted. So I went ahead and got all that there primed up. The chute, all that there, you can see it gets it all down to nothing. It gets all them little rust particles out of there. And even if you was to sand all this down and you had all the it had all kinds of nicks in the paint, and with all the nicks and stuff in the paint, you would just show. With it like this here, it'd be nice and smooth. Wouldn't have to worry about nothing. I did take, and there's this bearing here, I did tape and put a bag over this to keep all that stuff there from getting anything in the bearing there. As far as the back here, he blew all the stickers off, but some of the stickers he couldn't get off. So I went on ahead and took a scraper and I scraped this here down. I will prime that up as well. And down here at the bottom, I scraped a couple of the stickers off that he couldn't get off. The stickers are always the hardest. And then this little spot over here, I'll DA this down too, because there was a sticker there that he couldn't get off as well. The fenders here, they come out really good. And y'all remember this piece here was broke if I showed it to you or not. This piece was broke, so I went ahead and I welded it here and welded it there. So now that's good and solid. Down here, there was some pretty good pitting on this little piece here. We went ahead and fixed that. I'm not going to go, like I said, I'm not going to go super crazy on getting this thing completely perfect. Because like I said, it's going to get scratched up. It's going to get dented up again. It's just why we had it all the way down was like we always want to paint it white, so we might as well just paint it white now. It'll look good for a couple years until the age starts picking back up on it again and get some scratches on it and this and that. So y'all remember the rust that was in here? All this rust is here. I cut all the rust out and I patched all that. And then down inside this box here, I kind of wanted to reinforce it as best I could, so I put some angle here, and I put some flat bar here, and I angled it back around through there. I know this ain't the perfect job, but the fender was like $2,700, and like I said, it's just a chipper, so I put the flat bar in here to reinforce this bracket here up, and then I took and put another piece in here to reinforce this piece up here, and I welded, like I said, welded all the stuff up on the inside as well. I done put one coat of filler on there from where I took and cut that out, and I'm going to smooth all that down because that there is really noticeable. And over here as well, there was a piece down here on the bottom that I had to fix as well. Down here I had to put a piece of angle in there to, like I said, reinforce that up. This piece here was gone. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if it was on there whenever I took it off. I can't remember. I had to go back through my videos, but like I said, all this here, he sandblasted all this stuff here. Every bit of it got sandblasted. This piece here as well, all this is sandblasted, so that's that'll be ready for paint. If I don't take it to the paint booth, this weekend, I might go ahead and paint it here at the shop. I don't really know. As long as I take and wet this floor down, as long as I wet the floor down here and paint it here and keep the dust down, I'll be fine. But I don't know. It's nothing like painting it in a paint booth. So with that being said, this fender here is done. All I got to do on this is just lightly sand it down with some probably 220 or 320. Just scuff it up really good and make sure there ain't no, try to get the imperfections or whatever I can out of there. This here needs to be sanded down. This needs to be sanded down, and all the other little big parts will be sanded down as well. And the only bad spot that I did see, and I asked them if they wanted me to fix this, was down here on the bottom. I took and beat all this here back out as best I could, and I asked them if they wanted me to smooth it out, and they said no, that would be just fine the way it is, because if a tire blows out again, it's going to do the same exact thing that it did here. So this right here will be just fine the way it is. Like I said, it's down at the bottom. I'll paint over it. It'll be nice and shiny, and you won't really recognize it anyways. And then over here on the side here, I straightened out this corner here, beat that around, but like I said, I'll sand all this, I'll block all this down, and you won't, like I said, you won't even be able to tell it whenever I get done with it. It'd be, like I said, it'd be like, it'd be just like it was if it come out from the factory. And down here on the bottom here, this here wasn't rusted out none, so we didn't have to worry about none of that. So I'll quit rambling on here, and I'm going to let this stuff here dry. Like I said, I just want to give you an update on what all was going on, and I probably will video me painting it just to show everybody, the process of painting. Painting, I'll mix up the paint and stuff. This paint here, this is shop line. This is the paint I use. I'm going to use white paint, and it's a GM paint, but it's called Olympic White. I've had really good luck out of this Olympic White. This is what I painted my service truck was Olympic White. I think for the gallon of paint, the hardener, and the reducer, and all the other stuff that I bought, I think I was somewhere around, I want to say around $400, somewhere around there is what it cost me for everything. And like I said, I know some people out there, they're going to probably, rag me because this ain't the most expensive paint. And this is acrylic enamel. It's a single stage paint. I have used base coat, clear coat before, but on something like this here, I'm just going to use base. Alrighty guys, well, I'm going to give you an update on this here. I got everything painted today. Sorry I didn't get a chance to take and get a video of me paint it. It was just hectic. My damn paint gun started messing up on me, and then it took me a little bit of time to get that thing there straightened out. And then once I got that there straightened out, I was rushing for time because I don't have the other side of my shop over here built yet, and that's where I'm gonna put a paint booth in there. Paint booth slash I'm gonna kind of make it over there where I can kind of work on my own stuff and everything's not in the main shop here, to where when I got somebody's stuff here, I can have it all broke down and I ain't got to worry about backing my service truck in here. I'm gonna put my service truck in over there where the other two trucks are. But as you can see here, everything had turned out super good, really, in all honesty. Like I said, we fixed all this here. It come out really nice. All the backside here, it's all been painted up. I went on ahead and got the chute, the main drum system here, I got it all painted as well. You really didn't need to paint this in here because it's just gonna get brush in there, but I want this thing, whenever they take off and they go with it, I want it to fucking look like it just came out from Vermeer, besides being white. All this here come out really, really good. Really didn't get, I got a couple little runs here and there, but nothing major. And that's kind of to be expected whenever you ain't got a paint booth and you're painting outside. As good as this thing looks for painting outside, I'm tickled to death with it. It's a chipper. It's gonna get dirty, and you ain't gonna be able to see any of the little small runs. Like I said, I think I got one little small run over here, and then I think I got another little small run other thing. But you can see here the chute here. It turned out really, really good. It's nice and shiny, nice and slick. And like I said, everything turned out really, really good for it. Let me see if I can get you in the light here, and I can, yeah, I'll get you in the light there, and you can see there everything turned out really, really good. As you can see there, the shadows. Let's see if I can see anything. Yeah, right here, how the light is here, you can see it. It turned out, like I said, super, super good. Here's the little bonnet. There's the hydraulic tank. They got that painted. I got that painted as well. And I did all this by myself today. Like I said, I had to take everything down there where I put I put a bunch of gravel in down there where I had a couple of trucks at on the other side of my barn there, because I'm gonna put an extension on that as well. But down there, it's all gravel flat. I used my service truck, compressor on my service truck, and that's what I used to paint this. And then when I painted my service truck, I used the other air compressor off the other truck. So them hydraulic air compressors, they work like a charm as far as painting stuff anyway, as long as you keep the water drained out. But this is how all this turned out. Like I said, I went ahead and all this got painted in here as well. All this got painted in here. And like I said, when it all goes back together, it should look phenomenal. I ain't gonna open this here up, but down inside there, it all got painted. As you can see here, how slick it is. The lighting here is not the best. That's the one main thing. The two main things you got to make sure you got when you're painting is good lighting and damn good ventilation. And that, I mean, if you got them two things there, you can do a good job painting. But like I said, my battery's not. I ain't got too much battery on this, and like I said, I just got done. It's around 8 o'clock at night. But I just want to give you an overview on all this here. Like I said, there's some other little small pieces I got over there. And this over here was a piece. This is where the rust was at. I had all that rust. It was in there. Like I said, I fixed all that there, smoothed it out, and it worked out really, really good. The only other, like I said, I got one little small run right there and one little small run there. But other than that there, everything else is good. This thing was laying down flat. And when it was laying down flat, it didn't have no runs. I brought it in the shop here and I set it up like this, and that's when I got that little small run. But when I painted this here, it was almost dark when I painted this. So for the way that it came out, I'm very pleased with it. I didn't get this piece here. I forgot about that. I don't know how I did that, but I'll touch that up, and because it's going to be on the back side, you're not going to see it anyways. But I will touch that up and fix that another day. Back here in the back, y'all remember how it had all that rust in there? As you can see, everything looks really good. As far as this piece, it goes on the very back. It turned out great, really, really great. I'm super, super, super happy with that, and I'm super happy with with the whole turnout on the whole project. So I just want to kind of give y'all an update. If everything dries, I'm gonna get a good fire going in here tonight. And if everything by tomorrow is dry, everything I can touch everything right now. Some spots are a little bit tacky, but if that's the case, I'm gonna go tomorrow because it's gonna rain all day tomorrow. That's why I was in a rush to hurry up and get this done. But what I'm gonna do tomorrow is I'm gonna try to go and get the fuel tank for this. If I can get the fuel tank for it, I can go ahead and I can get that thing put back in the back here. And then I can get that other fender on there, start getting all my lines up. And the only two things I'll have left to paint will be the two fiberglass pieces over there. So that will take, and I'll have to get that there, but I'll paint them. Only two things that I have left to paint. Everything else has been painted. It took me, on all these pieces here, it don't seem like a lot, but it took me a gallon of paint. And you mix that paint there 8 to 1 to 1. But it took me about a gallon of paint, just shy of a gallon of paint to paint all this. So I know it's on there good and heavy, and I know I'm not going to have to worry about it. I know I'm not going to have to worry about the paint, fading in the future or anything like that there, because I did get it on there good. The hardest part was trying to get this up here painted, just because I had to stand on a ladder to get up there. But other than that there, it turned out really, really great. I'm very pleased with the way that it did. So like I said, I'm going to quit rambling on. And like I said, I'm going to make a video. I'll probably make a whole video of me painting it and putting it all together. Or I might just make another video of me showing, where I painted it, or where I had everything sanded and I primered everything and then I painted everything. But I didn't show you guys where I was painting it. So that probably won't work. But I'll probably just make a whole video of guys, that's got us pretty close there where it needs to be at. So yeah, I'll get a little lineup board, and you can see there I'll put a lineup bar there, and get all this here bolted up, and should fit in there pretty good. Got a little scratch right there when we try to slide in there, but that's expected to be when I'm doing it by myself. And that little bit there, it should be just fine. Shouldn't have no problems. But let me go ahead and get this all bolted up, and then we'll see about getting the rest of the stuff put on here. Alright guys, I got them fuel lines down there on the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and put this strap on here now. Surprising, this strap here, I guess since it's covered in diesel fuel, I guess it didn't, I guess that's kind of the reason why it ain't all dry rotted. I think that fender bolt's right there too, if I ain't mistaken. It's starting to get towards the end of the day, but I'm so close to getting a lot of stuff done on here. I don't really want to stop. I just want to keep going. So that's why I'm just barreling along like I'm doing here. Just trying to get this here done. Hopefully I can get this down in here. Get my washer over here. Try to see exactly what. I don't know why this thing was trying to go in there crooked. There it goes. There we go. Got it now. Stuff this back down in here like this. Okay, there we go on that. Make sure the impact here is going the right way now. Especially when you put some diesel fuel in it. You put that diesel in there, it damn sure ain't going nowhere then. So we'll get the bushings here, and we'll put the bushings in there now. Alright guys, I went up and got an assortment of these little boats here. I didn't have no more of them there, but I got these clips here. I was just going to put lock nuts on them, but hell, they had these clips, so might as well just use them. So I put a couple of them clips on there. I'm going to go ahead, and I got a little spot here. I'm going to put a couple more clips on this side here as well. So we'll get it'll just make it way easier in the long run. I won't have to worry about it holding these up here. And like I said, these ones here was what was in there before. So I done put one on that clip there. That one up already had one, and I put some new ones on the back. And if there's any, I got enough to where if there's any other spots on here that take those, I'm gonna make it to where I'm gonna make it to where I can just I'll use these here as well. But hopefully them there, they should work out pretty good. But I got to take this weekend, and I got another bc1000 that the bearings are out of it in the so we got to fix the bearings on that thing. Sometimes it seems like it never fails. Sometimes I work on trucks, or then I'll be working on chippers, and I just never really can tell, but that's all part of it. I don't mind, it's all money to me. So we'll go ahead and get these nuts and stuff on here. Let me go ahead and get them. See what I can come up with on that. And before they didn't have, before these just had washers on them, and they never had lock nuts. So I'm gonna go ahead and put regular big washers and a lock nut on these here. And they'll just come in here from up under the bottom. just like that there. And there's another one. I'll probably open the chute up on this other one here. Okay, got them started. Rest of these here. Some might have to be moved a little bit. Pull this on up in here. I was going to put I was going to put the drum system in here earlier, but I was like, man, it's so much easier to get in here and do this with this here, not here. And there's a piece of rubber that goes here. I got that ordered. That should be here. That should be here this week. Hopefully, anyways, that should be here this week. And so I was like, you know what, I'll just wait and get this here done first. So I got that one in there. Let me get some more here. Just here it's way more visible, so it's like, you know what, might as well just take the extra time and get new bolts and stuff for just to, I don't know, I try to do a good job with everything that I do, so I just want to make sure everything's done right. Already got some new ones in there, especially these ones in the middle here. I don't even think they even had any bolts in them there as well. Just one more and we got it. We'll go ahead and tighten them up. But I gotta go work on a machine here shortly. So I know I'm not gonna get this here all done today then, so. Okay, got that in there. I'll get my little impact. We'll get them there tightened up. See if we can't get them all good to go here. It don't take them long when they're new boats. They'll zip right up in there. And I bought these clips, those clips and stuff there. They wanted like outrageous amount of money. They wanted an outrageous amount of money for these clips over there at Vermeer. So I bought those clips and those boats and stuff. I bought all those over at the Ace Hardware. Is where I got those at. And as you can see here, like I said, it's just these little clips here. And then, like I said, I got these grade A, you know, I got them grade A boats there. So I think before I go service that other thing there, I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get y'all set up. And I'm probably just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna set the chute. I'm gonna pull this here on up as far as I can. I'm gonna rotate my crane around, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get that set in here. Once I get the fuel lines, I did get new fuel lines. Let me go ahead and, before I do that, guys, let me go ahead and put these new fuel lines on here for y'all. And I don't know if anybody else is like me. What I do is I just buy it. I always just buy the fuel hose by the just a 25-foot row, because they'll give me a better deal that way, and I don't never know when I'm gonna have to have it. So I was almost out of 5/16, and then this here takes 3/8. So I just went on ahead and got 3/8 valves there. One thing I would really like to have is I'd like to have me a nice set of cutters. Every time I think about getting some, by the time I think about it, I'm never at the tool truck, or if I don't really go to the fuel truck that much. I ain't saying that it's not that it's like super expensive, which, yeah, don't get me wrong, I know it is. But at the same time, I just don't, I got enough tools. I got enough tools here to pretty much do the job that I need to do a lot of the times. And then when I, you know, if I need something, I'll go up there and get it, and then it's already expensive enough as it is when you buy, you know, tools. But I will say on some stuff, don't get me wrong, some stuff is kind of the same, but as I've started to work for my, you know, I went to work for myself, I've kind of learned that, you know, like Snap-on stuff, there is some stuff that they make that is a little bit better. Like that one ratchet that I have that's a Snap-on 3/8 drive, I've used that thing, and that thing's really been handy for me. And I was using an old cheap one for the longest time, and I was in there, and I don't know if anybody else is like it, and I was just in there doing this, and then he's like, hey, he said, check out this, you know, new ratchets that come in here, and I seen it, and I was just like a kid in a candy store. I was like, shit, I just had to have it. But the majority of everything that I do have is all, you know, just regular basic tools, and you know what I'm saying, ain't nothing terrible, too terribly expensive. Just, I ain't saying that I wouldn't like to have some nice new tools, but for me, I just try to, you know, try not to spend too much money on stuff I don't really need to spend the money on. I just keep using what I'm using here. Take this thing here. If I'm not certain this hose goes through here like this. If it didn't, it's the way it's going now, because I try to run, well, y'all seen me in the past on some of my stuff, I try to get everything where it's run just right. Like this right here, I like to make sure my stuff is nice and tidied up. Like this fuel hose here, I'll get this fuel hose, I'll zip tie it over to there just like that. And then this piece right here, it's down here, and it goes down here like that. And I'm almost certain, because I've never changed in all the years we've had this chipper, but I almost think that was the original fuel hose that was on this chipper, is the ones that I took off. And they were pretty dry rotted. But this chipper here, it's always been super hard to start for a Cummins. And the last time I worked on it, I said, we're going to get new fuel lines put on that thing, and then the fuel tank thing happened. But then again, it could have been something with the fuel tank. I really wish that when they had these fuel tanks, they would put some kind of a drain in there, but they never do, because the tank had a bunch of water in there. And I try to tell them that every time. I say, hey, when y'all are working, you know, you need to fuel this shit up in the evenings. Make sure that stuff's full, because if it's hot, you got hot fuel, and then you got, you know, it sits all night long, cools back down, it creates moisture in that tank, and that's where you get your water at. But you know how it is. Not everybody listens, I guess. I know some people, when they go to the parts place, you know, they'll just buy 4 clamps. And sometimes I don't understand that, because I mean, if you're a damn mechanic, you're going to use it. So that's just like on this fuel hose here. That's why when I just buy a whole 25-foot row of it, because I know damn well that I'm going to have to wind up using it somewhere. So you might as well just buy it, and then you ain't got to worry about when you're out there somewhere working, you need a piece of fuel hose or anything. Here, get my screwdriver. This crew cab truck I've been working on beside me here, the guy that owns that chipper up there, he was asking me about if I wanted to sell it, and I really didn't know. I was planning on selling it to my oldest brother, but I don't know. He never said. He said, yeah, he'd like to look at it, but this other guy here, he seen it in the shop the other day, and he's like, man, that's a damn good looking truck once you get it all done. I said, yeah. So he might be interested in buying that one here. I don't really know. We'll see. See how things go. They make this thing here is in like the tightest spot possible. Okay, got that good and tight on there. And this one right here, I'm gonna run it down and around the starter there. It'll come around through here. And I'll run it right around through there. This should be long enough right here. But they make these special kind of cutters that are longer, and they're used for cutting these hoses here. I ain't saying, I mean, I do cut it decently straight when I cut it, but them damn things there would be nice to have. I ain't gonna lie. I'll probably wrap these here, and I got a piece of rubber. I can't believe that right there didn't have a piece of rubber on that. But this is the way that the fuel hoses. I don't think they were run this way, but this is the way I'm going to run them. And then, like I said, up here where they're up here, I'll zip tie it over here to this piece, and that'll make it to where it ain't rubbing on nothing. And it comes around right down into here, same way as that other one there, and I'll zip tie all of them together. Okay, there we go. So we got them good and tight. Let me go ahead and grab some zip ties. I might, like I said, I don't know if I definitely want to get that piece on there, but I don't know if I'm going to get on there today or not. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, I'll get these hoses here. I'm going to zip tie them together. And see how we got them up here. We got them laying right up in here where this other hydraulic hose is. And then up inside there where they're at, I'm going to put a piece of rubber. I'll put a piece of rubber around that there to keep them from doing that, but I'm going to make sure here that I get them up here exactly where I want them at. I'll get a different zip tie for that. Make sure that's good there. Zip tie this. I don't want that fuel line. I don't want it arcing on that. I don't want it laying up against that starter there. There we go. Get it all spun around on here. Okay, there we go. Perfect. So got that there. Got the other one here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get it. Get it to where it's sitting over here like this. Okay, just like that. We'll cut the ends of it off. Wherever I did with my cutters. Probably put them over on the truck. And then we'll come over here. And we're going to zip tie these together right here. So it ain't touching nothing. Let me grab a bigger zip tie. The other piece there. these here up. I'll tell you what, I can't zip tie to that hose there because I don't know where that hose is. I don't know where that hose is going to go, so we're going to zip tie it over this one. Make sure that's good there. Yeah, just like that there is perfect. Alrighty guys, well, I was going to show y'all me doing all the work on putting this on here last night, but it was just an absolute pain. When I picked this here up underneath there, I looked underneath and I'd seen that the underneath that was all busted out, and I was like, man, I wish they would have said something to me about that. And I probably, in my own fault, I should have looked anyways, and then I didn't look, and it's basically my own fault. But I found out last night what happened with the fuel tank issue, why it got rubbed in there. Up inside of here, up inside this piece right here, inside there is the main floor of where the brush goes in there at. Well, somehow or another, the weld's broke and it kicked it down like this, and that's what made that piece rub that fuel tank. So last night I had to jack that up in there and weld all that back together. It wound up burning the paint, so then I had to repaint. And blend all this in last night got that there done. And then after I got all that finished, got the bar underneath there, I couldn't get it exactly perfect how it needed to be. I had to wind up showing y'all one day when I can raise that up. But anyways, I had to wind up shaving that bar across the middle there off just a little bit to make it to where it was not, it's probably about an inch or so now from the tank. And it was just an absolute job, and it was dark, and it was starting to rain on me. And I finally got this all set down there. My brother had him help me. I had him help me kind of wiggle it on in there to where it wouldn't tearing up the fender, because it kind of scoots up underneath the fender. But we got all that there done. It is sitting there. I got all the bolts in it. So now you can kind of see, how the whole chipper's turning out now. It's actually starting to really look good. There's a piece of rubber that goes right in here. It don't go across the whole, I don't think it goes across this whole piece here. It just goes from here down on the sides. I got that ordered. We can slide that in there, no problem. It's easy to do that. This side over here, as you can see, all this side here, it's all done now. Everything's put back together. These hoses here, I went ahead and tightened them up this morning, got them done. As far as the chute, I just got to put the little bonnet piece. I got to put that on there, and then this stuff here should be good. I'm going to concentrate on today, before I do tighten the motor bolts up, I am going to concentrate on getting all this stuff here hooked back up, get every bit of this done. And I know one thing we will have to wind up checking is to make sure that we get that centered up or straight, pretty straight in the line. What I'm going to do is on this back pulley right here, I'll probably put a straight edge on there and see exactly about how straight or how uneven. Because if you don't get exactly right, then your belts are going to rub. Your belts are going to rub. And then it'll wind up just eating one side of the belt up. It'll either eat the inside of the belt up because it'll be going this way, or it'll eat the inside of the belt because it's going up that way. As of right now, it don't look too terribly off, but I know that it's off. But what you got to kind of line up is to see how this here is not exactly lined up true. We got to get this straight here and make sure our gap is exactly the same, and that'll be one indication that we've got it pretty close to where it needs to be. See how here it's over this way a little bit. This whole thing needs to go over that way a couple inches. We'll be fine on that, and then we can come up here in the front and kind of adjust it on the front here accordingly to make sure that we get it exactly how we're going to do it. So we'll get started on this here, getting the dry shaft in there, putting the belt back on there, and then hopefully see if we can get this put back on here now. Somebody called me and had to answer the phone. About got her now though. I've almost got this up on this end here. Let me go ahead and lay this down. Let that down just like that. Oh, let's see here. That one went in. That one went in. Oh, don't do that. This one there's just got a bolt that holds that one on there. See what we got going on up here. Okay, that one's in. Hopefully we can use this chair to maybe pick this up for a second here. Sit there for just a second. Let me get a boat. That'll hold that one in there. I did go ahead and I bought new lock nuts for these as well, just so I didn't have to worry about them. Got them on there now, so now I got all those on there. And we'll get that drawer there opened up. I got one more boat to put in there, so let me go ahead and fasten all these boats up on there. And once I get that done, you can kind of get an overview here now, guys. This thing's starting to really come together now. So let me go ahead and get the fender all bolted down. We'll go start putting the lights in there and getting those other pieces there hooked up. Okay, guys, well, I'm trying to video this as much as I can, and then like I said, I'm trying to get it done too, just because they're calling for a pretty good sized storm tonight, and I'm just trying to make sure, like so many people's calling to try to make sure all their equipment's ready to go, and just they're trying to call me, say, hey, we got a storm coming in, you're going to be available tomorrow. So and then on top of that, other jobs have been calling about other stuff. So as far as that there, like I said, I'm probably gonna call this quits tonight on this one right here. Got the dry shaft in there, got the throttle cable hooked up. This little bar here that's down here for the lever, we ain't gonna hook that up until I get this other shroud piece here on. I want to go ahead and get this light in here. I did get a new latch. I did get another new latch for the door, so we'll get that fixed. I'll put this back in here. I'll put this back in here like this. Keep that from swinging open, but a light in there, a light in there. Yeah, a light there, a light in there, and oh, I know what goes right here now. I got these little B screws over here, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, where in the heck do them little things go at? And here's one there, so I know exactly where they go right here now. Almost forgot where them went. They go right there. Got them two little screws there. So them two things there go. There's only one thing. There's just one thing that I don't know where it goes at. And I don't know for sure if it's for the, I don't know if it's not for the battery tray, but for the life of me, this has got slides in it to where you can slide this back and forth or up and down, whichever way you got to go. But for the life of me, I cannot remember where this piece goes. I don't know why, but I don't know where it goes at. I know it don't go down there in the bottom nowhere, because all that stuff down there, there's nothing would have went in there. Then there's nothing showing me where that goes at anywhere. So that's the only thing that I got to figure out is where that little piece there goes at. I've searched everywhere on this chipper thinking, hey, it might go here, or hey, it might go there, but I have not figured out nowhere where that piece goes to save my life. I don't see nowhere down in there, nowhere up in here it goes anywhere up in here. Like I said, for the life of me, I cannot think of where that one piece there goes. I'm going to try to look back through my stuff and see where it goes. I know it went to this chipper. I know for a fact it did. And unless my boy took and put this over here somewhere and then we painted it, but you can't tell if it's to it now because it's all been sandblasted, so I don't know if it's yellow or not. So, but I do know this piece here, it goes right here. So as far as that one piece here, for the life of me, I just don't know where it goes at. I don't think that it went down there for the hydraulic tank, because there's no boats hose here, nothing in the hydraulic tank. I looked in there and I seen exactly where it boats at. That has nothing to do with none of that. So I might have to call them and ask them if they know where in the hell they know where the hell that piece might go. Give me schematics of it or something like that there. But I've looked absolutely everywhere on this chipper, and I can't find nowhere that damn thing goes to. And like I said, don't go to the hydraulic tank or nothing like that there, because the hydraulic tank's only got 4 bolts on that one fender. That's all that holds it down there. Nothing else goes anywhere else. So hopefully I can get that thing figured out, and we'll pick back up on this tomorrow. Hopefully I can start getting these tore apart and get them sanded, get the decals off of these. Here is actually in really good shape. There ain't gonna be hardly no, I don't even think they're broke none, because Dad and them are actually really particular about their stuff, and they kind of, when somebody's backing some up, they always make sure somebody's watching them. So that's kind of a good thing, because this is fiberglass and they'll break. All the new ones are metal. So, and there's one over on one chipper that I worked on. I gotta go work on it again. It is absolutely, the whole front end is completely caved in on it from where somebody jackknifed it. So with that being said, we'll get off here and I'll start ranting about this here. Like I said, I got the new boats for the bonnet, and that's what I was telling you about. The boats, I'm pretty sure them ones there, they broke off. But as far as this here, it takes these carriage boats, so when the brush. Alrighty guys, the other day I got back to working on this chipper right here. I finally got this piece here all painted, and got the piece sitting back on here last night. And so today I'm going to try to take and get this thing here completely done. All I got to do is just put the hood on there, put the wiring on there. I got to put some fuel in there. I got this one little light I got to put in there. And other than that there, it will be, should be pretty much done. I just got one bolt I got to put in down there, and one bolt I got to put in back there, and then I can get the hood set up and on it. I don't know for sure if I'm going to take and put this piece on there first, because I can get to them boats a little bit easier, and then put the back piece on there. I don't really know exactly how I'm going to do this just yet. But when I took it off, all that was bolted up, and then I just kind of set the hood on there. But I got these other little pieces here that it was kind of glued on there, and all I got to do is just glue them back on there. And I got them little these little pieces here. They go back in there as well, and they, like I said, they just bowed up in there on a little thing. But I got to beat them little brushes there out there. Looks like kind of like a little broom, really. I just keep dirt and stuff from going in and out of that one spot there. Nothing in. I know everything's a mess right here, and I just ain't had time to get everything cleaned up. But I'm gonna go ahead and, like I said, start getting all these bolts and stuff. And there's the pieces for the hood hinge there. I don't know if you guys can see me. Probably can't see me that good on this right here, just because of the way everything is. But I'm gonna try to see. That's why I was telling you it's kind of hard to get it all lined up here. We should be able to do something here in just a second. Here, I'll move this one up here. Maybe that's better. Hopefully. Alright guys, when you go to put this thing back together, what I had to wind up doing is I had to wind up picking this up a little bit to get the handle in there, so I get it kind of fits in there. But before, this brand new spring that's on there, that brand new spring was not on there, so I had to order that. And like I said, I didn't even know it until I seen it. I was like, there's got to be something that goes there. So I got that on there. I went ahead and put the brushes on there because it makes it easier to get in here to get them. And like I said, you could have put them on there before. I probably could have put them on there before I took and before I put the hood on there, but I just wanted some help last night to get the hood put up on there. As you can see, it turned out really good as far as the paint job did. And now I'm gonna go ahead and get the panel put inside here, and I'm gonna leave this thing here open so maybe I can get my hand to fish my hand in here. If I can't, I'll kind of fish my hand in here to kind of get it started. I got the boats over there. I think they're 1/2-inch boats, or same as what the rest of them was. As far as that goes there, hopefully I can get this damn GoPro stand here to kind of cooperate with me with what I've got going on here. Two of them here, and they take, like I said, they take this big washer here that goes like that there, and it kind of keeps the water, I guess, from getting up inside there. some reason these here are acting like they don't want to screw in there. Maybe because it's dirty, maybe. That's the only I can think of. Maybe it's just because it's got a bunch of dirt in there. It's kind of like a nut, or not really a nut, but kind of like a spot that just sits in here. I knew it was going to be a tight fit to get it back up in here where it goes at. Inside there I had to wind up grinding that old it was like some old silicone or some kind of adhesive that they had in there to kind of glue this around there. But I went ahead and grinded it off, and then I got it all bolted back in. So the key thing is good to go now. And I got to put one little bolt inside that piece there. And then right here on this piece here, this has got to go back around here. And there's a couple little small nuts that I got, that little small flathead ones that'll go on that there. And I'll go ahead and put these pieces here back in there. But you can see there now how I got the panel, all that stuff there. It's all back in there now. And I guess I'm gonna go ahead and bolt the hood down here, get the hood back bolted down. And then once I get the hood back bolted down, I can take and put the other hood on there. And once I get the other hood on there, I think all I got left then is just, I gotta put some fuel in it because I ain't got no fuel. It does got hydraulic oil, but I'm gonna check it, and then I gotta put that piece of rubber that I got for here. I gotta put that piece of rubber back in there. And then these couple little pieces that goes on the hood here, I think they just got some fasteners on them, is all they are. So I'm gonna wind up taking and putting them back on. I got some screen. I gotta get some screen so I can put some screen back over, because it kind of helps it as far as getting a bunch of debris down inside the engine there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these here done. I gotta zip tie some more wires up there, and then should be good to go after that. Alright guys, well, we got this got the hood hinges and all that stuff put in there now, so we got all that done. I don't know why the hood there, it used to catch on that before back in the day, and I don't know if somehow or another it got kinked or wobbled or something, but jack. There it is. Alright guys. Well, got the hood on there and got all that. If anybody knows fiberglass, they know fiberglass never does match up perfectly. But other than that there, that's all that there. There's the back piece there, and the front all there. Stuff, like I said, it turned out really, really good. I got one little nick right there. I'll have to do some touch up on that right there, but other than that there, it turned out really, really good. And then, like I said, I'll take and tape this here off, and I'll paint this here black, and just to make it kind of stand out, it'll look way better than just being all white like it is. Because once it starts getting, you start chipping with it, the dirt or whatever, it'll just kind of like, this dirt will kind of stick to it, and then with it being white like this right here, it'll really show up. If we paint it black, it won't show up as bad. So as far as that there, I just got to put the screen piece back up on the top here. This little piece here, it'll go up here. It should just go up here just like this. Yeah, that'll go up there just like that. And I got some little screws to put on there. And this is some little bit of stuff there. I don't know why that's kind of bent up like that there. So, but yeah, well, like I said, that's pretty much the full project of it, guys. I got to get this shit here cleaned up because I know it's kind of a workbench. But other than that, here's the back. All the lights are in there. You know, remember me putting all the new bolts in there and stuff, just to kind of recap on what was going on. These little things here, I got to get them tightened up. I got to get one more new bolt for that. But other than that there, guys, it really turned out, really nice as far as the way the chipper, you know, it was in the beginning there. And what I'll do now is I'll go ahead and I'll get the chute spun around there and get it pulled over to the fuel pump, and I'll put some fuel in there and I'll get it primed up. And once I get it primed up, I'll take and start up for you guys and let y'all guys just see it all running, and you know, it all be put back together and, you know, ready to start making some more money now. Alrighty guys, how's it going? I didn't get a chance to make a finished video on this here for y'all. I made a video on me getting the majority of the chipper put together, but I don't think that I got it to where it was all put back together and it runs good. And it's sitting outside here and it's kind of wet. I just want to kind of give you an overview on everything that I did on the chipper. This here is exactly how it turned out. I went ahead and, like I said, I told you I was going to paint the motor, so I got the motor painted black. Got all that stuff there in there. Got the new fuel, got the new tank and all that stuff that I did the job on. Everything looks good. They haven't even had a chance to take this thing out. I went on ahead and I painted this right here black as well. Got that all done. And like I said, there's a few little cracks, little imperfections here from the fiberglass being cracked. But like I said, they told me it was a chipper, so it really ain't gonna matter that much. But this is exactly how it turned out. We're gonna get another steel, like this wheel here, how it's a solid wheel. And then we got this wheel over here that's like this. I think they're gonna wind up getting another steel wheel because it wound up blowing out. So when they get them there, I'll just clean the wheels up and I'll paint them. But this is exactly how the chipper come out phenomenal. And see how good it starts up now here. See, before it would go crank, it would crank before it would ever start. But now it fires up just as soon as you touch the key on here now. So that's good. That's how they wanted it. And went ahead and got that spring put in there. And like I said, got the bolts put in there, got that stuff there done. I don't know if somebody else, but I don't know, Dad, he probably could have put a bolt in one of these right here. This here is not exactly right. This needs to be pushed down because that's not really for some reason it's not really lining up. Got all the lights in there, put new lights here. And like I said, got the yellow ones here, got the red ones here. The only other thing we're gonna have to wind up doing is I'm gonna get a license plate light. That's the only thing I didn't have, and they said it would be fine, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna wind up putting one on because I think it's gonna look better when the chipper's all lit up. As far as everything else, the chipper turned out real nice, guys, and I kind of enjoy doing this kind of stuff here as far as tearing these chippers down and redoing them and putting them back. It's not necessarily chippers in general, just I like, you know, tearing stuff apart and then rebuilding it and putting it back, you know, making it look good. But they've had this chipper for about 20 years, and it was about time for a makeover. So with that being said, I just want to give you all a rundown on the whole chipper here. Here's a new piece to put that on there, so that's good to go. It tows awesome. So remember, guys, like I said, don't forget to like and subscribe on my stuff if you like watching these videos. Thanks again.